Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Getting Off. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I'm here with my co-hosts this evening. First and foremost, she is host of the She Leads Showcase, one half of Getting Off, and inside the mind of, that's really just about it, right? We don't do In the Crowd anymore.
In the Crowd's special occasion show.
I have to cut myself off before I announce you as the reigning defending. I have to stop myself because I just became, because you're not. But our other co-host is now currently here with us, the reigning, defending, undisputed Trick or Trivia champion from Final Girls, the podcast. Kelly, how are you?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me for like the millionth time. And you have no idea like how much pride I actually take in that like title. And I brag to everyone. I'm like, I know you guys don't listen to like my podcast or their podcast, but just so you know, I'm the Trick or Trivia champion of last year, and it's my favorite thing to say. So,
and you should go watch that, and you should listen to
watch
the
it.
Podcast. I actually, because we did something for your show that people will be seeing very recently, but we're not going to give spoilers here, so you just have to look out for that. But in the process of doing that, I was talking to Sarah about who we should have on, and she sent me a few names. So Sean from Sean's Horror Corner, I talked to it. He watched the episode and loved it and was excited, and he wants to do that. Your brother Eric is going to be on, which I hope he makes it to the finals because I want to see a brother-sister rivalry.
That's what I was telling Nirvan too. I was like, this might actually become like me versus Eric, which would be so much fun, and I will wipe the floor with him if that happens.
See? So. That's the energy that I want. And then I also happened to mention that, you know, we were doing Insidious. And you're like, I love those movies. And I was like, yeah, well, if you're bored on Saturday, you could come along.
I mean, there's nothing that I love more than podcasting on a Saturday night after binge watching a bajillion movies. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. How was rewatching all 5 Insidious movies?
I mean, I have thoughts. I had never watched them in such close succession before, and it really highlights the ups and downs, shall we say. But I'm really excited to like get into it.
I have a very hot take for this episode.
Really?
That has me scared.
It has nothing to do with your boyfriend, so don't worry. He's safe.
Listen, Patrick Wilson's my man, and I love that man.
I mean, Patrick Wilson is everyone's boyfriend, okay? Like,
exactly.
Sarah and I, we almost did a Final Daddies episode on him yesterday, and we had to push it off for a little bit, but like, he's for sure, like, for Insidious franchise, Conjuring franchise, I mean, I loved him in Watchmen. I loved him in, I mean, Hard Candy. Do you guys remember that? I mean, he's not lovable in that, but he was, anyway. So, like, he's been around for a long time, and he's always amazing. So, yes.
Well, and Katie, I'm going to start with you, but I'm glad you specifically highlighted that, because the first question I have for tonight, of a few questions I'm going to have for you guys, who has better chemistry, Ed and Lorraine Warren or Josh and Renee?
Oh, I mean, I think Ed and Lorraine.
Okay, I was going to say that too.
But like I said, I like Patrick Wilson's acting more in the Insidious franchise as opposed to the Conjuring franchise.
Which is what spawned that question. I was like, interesting, because we do see him in roles as a husband twice. We will talk about part 5 and his role as a husband in The Red Door, because Katie and I have bumped heads on this previously a little bit. I am openly not a fan of that movie in any way, shape, or form. Katie was like, it was okay.
I was like, I like that movie. It talks about daddy issues. I was like, ooh, sweet.
Yeah. I mean, so well, and okay. It's a little bit difficult to compare like the chemistry and the Insidious franchise versus the Conjuring franchise, partly because Conjuring is based on obviously a real couple who are controversial for reasons that I won't get into. But also, like, I really love Vera Farmiga though, also. And like Rose Byrne is great. Don't get me wrong. She's always super, super solid, super reliable. But Vera just has something about her. And so I enjoy seeing her on screen. I'm biased too, because I loved Bates Motel. And she was such a fantastic Norma Bates. That like, I think she just comes alive.
She was. The relationship between Norman and Norma was
Oh, we don't have to get into that. That's
Yeah.
all.
I mean,
But so we'll start with the first movie. I'm assuming we're all fans of the very first movie because it's why we all went and watched 4 more movies.
I would say
Yeah.
it's objectively the best one in the franchise. I mean,
I-
oh, you're gonna argue
this-
that? Oh, interesting. Okay,
I prefer 2.
okay.
I do prefer 2.
Why?
All right, well, fuck it. So I think the
Sorry to
Bride in
derail.
Black. No, it's
Okay.
fine. Like, so I told
Mm.
Katie, normally we do like movie by movie by movie, but I don't want to do that. I kind of had a
Okay.
broad idea of like how I was going to go about this. So like these
Okay.
open discussions, I'd much rather do talking
Okay.
about the entire franchise than like, so this was the first movie and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to do that for this episode. We'll jump around. We'll have some fun because it is a whole franchise we're talking about. So
All right, hey man, it's your show. Go for it.
I like the Bride in Black better as a villain than I do the red-faced demon.
The
For
lipstick.
one.
Lipstick
Tasty.
face.
Lipstick
Yeah.
demon. Yeah, lipstick face. Also, in 2, you get to see Patrick Wilson going through the further and doing all of the stuff that you saw happen in the first movie. And I
Mm.
thought that was really, really cool.
It is really
Did I
cool.
freeze?
No, you
You're
did freeze for like a
Glitching a little
second.
bit, but you're good.
No, we
Yeah.
we heard you though. It is really cool. I will say that Patrick Wilson really gets the chance to shine in the second one. And you know, it's pretty interesting to see a franchise where like the quote unquote hero of the first movie or one of the heroes becomes like the villain in the second one. And he gets to have a lot of fun playing like that possessed character, and you can just tell he's just like enjoying himself. And so I think that is a highlight of number 2.
All right. Katie, what about you? 1 or 2?
I don't know. I don't know. 2 is interesting because, like you said, like you get to see, like the behind the scenes of what like actually happens in the first one, like the door. Like,
Oh, I
opening
mean,
because
that
of
was
the alarm.
amazing.
So like
right?
that stuff's cool to see, and like the flashback of like Josh as a kid
Yeah.
and all of that kind of stuff. So I think because of that, I'll say 2, but I think they're both like 1A, 1B, like right
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
I remember seeing 2 and seeing them loop it back in to number 1 with like what you're saying, like kind of the timeline stuff. And that blew my fucking mind at the time. I thought it was incredible. And I think it's great. I want to say like right off the bat that the highlight of this franchise for me is Lynn Shay as Elise. She is one of the most like one of the warmest, most likable, like incredible actresses that I've ever seen in horror, like period. And so anytime that she gets the chance to shine, I'm on board with it. We're going to talk about number 4, which, you know, even though they like heavily highlight her in that one, is not great. But I think that like anytime she's on screen, you just gravitate towards her. She is just so lovely. And watching these movies again, I was thinking like, I really want her to be in a movie with Tobin Bell, because I feel the
Okay.
same way about him. I was like, they're both so charismatic. Make them a married couple in a movie. I need to
Mhm.
see this. But Elise is just a doll. And this franchise suffers from the exact same thing that the Saw franchise suffered from, which is that they kill her off way too early. Way too early. And then they have to like rectify that by like going back in time repeatedly. And but they make it work. I like that this franchise isn't like super chronological. They bounce around. That's fine.
I agree with 99% of what you said. My biggest issue with this entire franchise is the ending of my favorite movie in the franchise, which is number 2, where we see Specs and Tucker go to a house. Ghost Elise is there. She walks in. She
Yeah.
meets, little baby Jenna Ortega's hanging out with the
Yes.
parents.
The big guru.
She goes in, she talks to the girl, and then gasps. And then they make 3 more movies and never fucking tell
know.
me what she saw
I know.
or what
And
happened.
spoiler, they're never going to.
Yeah,
They're
I
never
know.
going to.
It drives
Listen, they're
me
making
insane.
another one, but that I
Yeah.
guarantee it's not going to be that.
They just wanted to do the same ending that the first one had with the like gasp and then end. Which I think in the first one it works so well. Like I
Yeah.
like that the first one does not give you like any sort of resolution. You're like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And then the second one does that also, but then they don't like tie off that loose end
Yeah.
later. So,
Well, let me ask you this: what do we? Unless I missed it in my rewatch, does it show us what Renee saw on the camera? Did she see the bride?
no, it doesn't. So they almost retcon it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I only know this because I just rewatched them for this podcast, like, and so it's very fresh in my mind. But the first one ends with like, yeah, she takes the picture of Josh and she's kind of like, and then the movie ends. And then in the second one, that doesn't really happen, like,
No.
because she can't know that yet, right? And so she spends a lot of the second movie still thinking like or hoping that Josh is normal, whereas at the end of the first movie she is like, oh, he's possessed. So they fudge it.
Yeah, and that fucked with me a little bit. It did, because I rewatched all 5 too. I do my 1 movie a day, so my last 5 days was just rewatching these movies. And then Zoe has seen the first 4, but I didn't own the Red Door up until now. I bought it specifically to make it part of my 1 movie a day.
Sure.
And I was like, hey, let's sit down and watch it. And I watched it with her, and it was what it was. But as I'm watching it, I thought the same thing. I'm like, so she should know that Josh is the bride because of the camera. And then we get there and
Totally.
we never really get that resolution.
Nope.
You talked about Lynn Shay, who, again, fantastic. She's also in A Nightmare on Elm Street. She is the sister of Robert Shay, who famously was the producer of New Line, who started the whole Nightmare on Elm Street thing. And there's a whole documentary on the Nightmare franchise that Robert Shay is all over. He also shows up in Nightmare 2 in leather chaps in a gay bar. It's a whole thing.
And she's considered a scream queen.
Yes.
And she's been around a long time. And I don't know if anyone is a gamer. She was also in one of my favorite games, which is The Quarry, which was the follow-up to Until Dawn. And so it's the same kind of like very gorgeous, like, but Telltale style gameplay where you're making choices and like whatever. And it's not just her voice, but it's her likeness. I mean, that game has a lot of like horror greats in it. It's like Ted Raimi is in it and like all this. But like, so yeah, she's awesome. But
you got anything, Katie, before I because I feel like now it's time for my hot takes. So,
I want to hear this.
Well, just do it. Now I'm
Is that a
still
hot take because you're
scared.
going to shit on Patrick Wilson? Because I'm not here for that.
No, because I
Again,
specifically
it's not
asked him.
Patrick
I was like, I
No.
swear to God, if it's something about Patrick.
Swear to
He
God.
said, no,
Sweet baby
no.
Patrick is
Sweet
safe
baby
as far as I'm concerned.
My precious baby angel.
If you were watching the video of this podcast, you see Lynn Shay here, Elise, right?
Elise.
And I am here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the villain of the franchise.
Whoa.
Elise is the villain of the franchise.
Hold on.
Allow me to explain. So, in the 4th movie, we see Elise unlocking doors, which the first door she unlocked allowed the key demon to murder her mother, but she was too young at that point. We won't give her that. We do see her open the red door to Dalton's house and then leave it unlocked, which then allowed the lipstick demon to get to Dalton. She is also the one that first hypnotized Josh and made him forget. So Josh had no idea what the fuck was going on. The hypnotism led to all of the problems in the 5th movie. In the 3rd movie, she knew that that poor little girl had a demon following her and refused to help and waited until she got hit by a car to go do something about it.
Oh boy.
And she knew that something bad was happening, and she didn't do anything about it until that girl got ran over by a car. And then in the 5th movie, Dalton and Josh are doing all of this shit, and she shows up at the end. Where the fuck was she the entire time? We know that she could reach them in the further. She's been there. She's helped. She showed up to Josh at the end and been like, hey, just, take stride straight. Like, where were you to help them with this red-faced demon situation the entire time? You also led your niece into a world where she got chained up and dragged around like a dog by a demon that was going after you. Elise is the villain and the cause of all the problems in the Insidious universe.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. this is the hottest of hot takes
That's
that I've
not
ever
what I was
heard.
expecting this to be.
Genuinely, anytime someone says I have a hot take, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is like scalding hot as far as I'm
This is
concerned.
funny.
Because how dare you, sir? But okay, I will admit that she does allow the lipstick face demon to get to Dalton, and that is not great.
It's a big no-no.
It's a bit, they kind of like, that's so, it's almost like a throwaway scene. It's like if you blink, you'll miss it. But she's just like, oh, there's this little kid in this attic. Okay, bye. But I won't tolerate the Elise slander because the whole in the third movie where it's like, oh, she's not going to help this poor girl who's being like haunted. You know why? I mean, she said it's because if she goes into the further, she's going to be killed by like the bride in black or whatever. And so she doesn't want to die. Isn't that a little understandable?
And she's still trying to get over Jack dying.
Her fucking husband died by suicide only a year ago. I mean, cut her some slack. She's
yes and no, because as someone who has dedicated her entire life to dealing with ghosts and the paranormal and helping people, she knows better than anyone what life is like on the other side and what it means to accept death. So if she knows death is coming for her eventually, as someone who's dedicated her life, that's who, to quote Ghostbusters, is essentially the keymaster, from what I understood. This key demon showed up and was like, hey, I need you to unlock all these doors. Come open all the doors. And then she freely went in there and started opening some doors and fucked some shit up. Didn't even realize what was going on. But she's been doing this her whole life. She was doing it with her husband. All of it, like, I understand grieving. I will give her grieving. But also, you know that this woman, like, she's not being hunted by the bride in black. Yes, the bride in black does show up, but time also doesn't work in the further. And I know that she's been to the further and she understands that, because the bride in black is basically telling her, like fucking Pennywise, you know, my ending is my beginning, and time doesn't work for little Pennywise.
It's a multiverse.
This is how you will die, but you're not going to die now. Like, this is how you're going to die eventually. And she was right. But she also knows that she is a human and she is stronger because she is alive. And
I mean, dude,
she didn't send her to someone to help. She didn't like say, hey, go talk to Carl. Maybe Carl can help. Like, she's just like, get the fuck out. I can't help you. Bye.
She's imperfect, bro. Like, she and I was just texting Sarah about this because I was like, hey, I just rewatched all the Insidious movies. We have to do Elise as a final girl. And I stand by that, regardless of how this conversation might go. But like, she has a great arc. Like, she struggles. She has this like immense power and these like incredible abilities, but they're terrifying. And she is grieving and she is so alone. And she has to like find that strength again to be able to like rebuff these evils. And then she agrees, like, yeah, I would rather risk my life to be helping people, even though I know that it's going to eventually kill me. Like, I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to like do what benefits these families. And so she makes mistakes, man. She's human. She makes some mistakes and then she does everything she can to rectify those mistakes, in my opinion.
And I will say, she warns Quinn. She says, "Ayo, listen, baby girl, don't go looking for your mom.
Don't do it."
And what does she do?
That's what I said. We were rewatching it, and she's literally like, "Don't try to contact your mom. It's not actually your mom who's trying to talk to you." And then like in almost the next scene, Quinn is like, "Hey mom, so like blah blah blah," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I understand the impulse to want to speak to your dead mother, but you are experiencing things that are sinister, like objectively sinister.
Insidious.
Thank you. Why the fuck did I go with sinister as the adjective here? It's so
wrong
obvious.
movie. Wrong movie.
Yes, Insidious, not sinister. Both. That's hilarious.
All the above.
The fucking Quinn. Okay, so I want to know. Okay. Elise aside for a second. Well, I have so many things to say. Okay. But I want to know, like, what is your opinion on like all 5 of the movies in terms of like ranking?
2, 1, 3, 4, 5.
I don't know. 2, 1. I'll say 4, 3, 5.
I actually, even though it wasn't the movie that I wanted, and they kind of cheated because they gave us a girl in a wheelchair, but it wasn't the one from the end of 2. They fudged it again, and it kind of made me mad.
Yep.
For what it was, I did really enjoy 3. Like the story that they told, the villain in it, the
man who couldn't
footsteps,
breathe.
the jump scares, the man who couldn't breathe, his whole thing, and the people that he had collected. And again, your point, Elisa's redemption arc of finally building up the courage to go help this young girl and going into the further and seeing the Bride in Black attack her. And again, time not being real in the further, and the past is the present is the future, and that whole thing. I enjoyed all of that. 4 did not work for me on many levels, one of which is the 3 main actors, Specs, Tucker, and Elise, were way too old to play themselves younger, even though it takes place after 3. And that made his whole, like, those 2 flirting with her nieces really fucking creepy to me.
I mean,
Like,
they're
really
creepy
unsettling.
anyway. Even
Yes,
if they were the
but-
same, yeah, they're like very sleazy. Well, I mean, not Specs, he's adorable, but that's because I'm a huge Saw fan. So, okay, wait. So let's talk about Specs and Tucker for a second, because this franchise is so odd. It has such a weird mix of really, really goofy elements alongside genuinely scary ones. And I remember seeing the first movie and feeling scared. Like it, and that was a difficult thing for me to experience in a horror movie because we're all so jaded, right? We've seen it all. Like we know what to expect and whatever. It has arguably one of the best jump scares of all time. The red-faced demon behind Josh in the fucking dining room. Like I know that anyone who has seen this movie vividly remembers witnessing that in the movie the first time. And but then yeah, you have these characters who, I mean, it's a Sam Raimi level of like horror comedy where he's like, fucking Tucker is like, she's the psychic, we're the sidekick, like 20 times in number 4. And I'm like, dude. And he always has these like crazy hairstyles. They give him like the mullet extensions, or then in like number 3 he has like the mohawk and everything. And so I'm just curious what you think of this marriage of strong horror with like ridiculous comedy. And I want to give a quick shout out to the Ghost Facers from Supernatural, because I always love Supernatural. These are the Ghost Facers. These are the Ghost Facers. Like this is what that is. The goofy ass like ghost hunter archetype. Sorry, took over. But there.
I mean, I think it works. Like in the first movie, they're bickering like a married couple. And like I think it works because it kind of like there are some very like intense, like I think a lot of that has to do with like the music throughout the movie, the score for sure, like definitely like,
oh my god,
keeps you on edge and you're like gonna have a panic attack every 3 seconds.
Yes.
So I think Specs and Tucker do a good job of like bringing you
breaking
back
the
down to like a
tension.
normal base level and then being like bah. And it's a nice like dichotomy. It's a big word for
and her and them in a trio with Elise. Like she's cute with them. She's like, you guys shouldn't be wearing like He-Man shirts. You should wear like a shirt, like a tie and stuff.
She's their mom.
Yeah.
I agree. I will say for me, the best jump scare is Renee's WWE tryout where she gets bitch slapped through a table. That is my favorite jump scare when the mom just shows up.
Oh my god.
But
is that don't you dare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just screaming, "Don't you dare!" and slap. That made Zoe jump, and Zoe doesn't fucking jump for anything.
That is, I love that lady. She was in Chucky, also one of the Chucky movies, and she's so fun. But yeah,
no, she's fantastic, and she's the reason why I love 2 so much. So Specs and Tucker. So they start out like you said as these half-witted ghost hunters who don't really hunt anything, and then they're who they call in 3 because Elise
Mhm.
refuses to help, and then they get there and they're like, "Yeah, no, we don't really do ghosts." But her little brother had seen them like on YouTube. He's like, "Oh, these guys are great. They'll help." They're no help, and then they get saddled along into like Elise being like, "Hey, let's do some real shit. Why don't you guys come along and you can help with tech stuff and blah blah blah." And for some reason, Tucker's rigging the lights in her house and fucking the lights up, and now they don't turn on and all this shit. She moves them into her house. My issue again comes with the 5th movie because we see them again, and somehow they've gone from illegitimate YouTube ghost hunters to actual ghost hunters working with Elise to working with Ghost Elise on real problems to somehow back on YouTube making bullshit. And we never get an explanation as to where Ghost Elise went and why they're back as, you know, YouTube content creators and they're not out there still doing shit. Other than they didn't want to bring them in to help with this problem, so they gave them a cameo in a YouTube video with Elise explaining everything again, exposition, so that Dalton could relearn everything he forgot. So that bothers me about their arc because, like you said, they do, and they work their way up to becoming legitimate. And once they become legitimate, the next time we see them, they're content creators again, and they're not in the business anymore.
I'm sorry, are you saying content creators are not legit?
Yeah, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
They're content creators are content creators. They were legitimately working with a female, like they were out hunting. They weren't making content anymore, is what I'm saying.
Suspicious.
Legitimate ghost hunters. Suspicious.
Maybe Ghost Elise didn't want to hang out with them anymore. She's like, I need a fucking break.
Well, like, she is the villain, so that wouldn't surprise me that she just abandoned her children.
Oh my god.
They're grown. Grown ass adults.
Not really.
They're never gonna be grown. But...
I mean,
especially Tucker. Specs a little more.
Specs is fine. Tucker is a mess, but
aren't we all?
Aren't we all? That's fair.
I did have some questions for you guys.
Let's go.
I need to know how Josh and Renee were able to buy 2 homes on a teacher's salary in 2010. Because as far as I can tell, Renee like makes music, but it doesn't seem like she's really selling any music. So maybe she sold some music before and they've got like a savings, but like they bought a house, moved in. Renee started seeing ghosts. She's like, fuck this, we can't be here. So then they bought another house. And then she still saw ghosts. And then they left that house and moved in with his mom. And I need to know how on a teacher's salary, because from what I understand, teachers are not very well paid for their work. They're buying 2 homes in 1 year.
Here's my theory. Patrick Wilson has an OnlyFans that he is using to fund everything. And by that I mean his character Josh, not the actor. Yeah, no, that is funny. It's her music career is such a non-entity in the movies too. They only use it to have her like tinker on the piano like a couple times, and then that's it. We don't really get a sense of her life outside of this whole like haunting scenario, which is a little bit different from Josh, who is more developed, shall we say.
The only thing I can think of that she does is when she's putting the books away in the first one, it says like self-help through music or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like a music therapy teacher or something.
I guess.
I don't know. Like it's not thing that really makes sense.
House. That's not going to work.
Or it'll work too well. It's going to force you to examine a lot of your own demons. I will say that like when I was watching these movies and I was thinking about Renee as a character, I was thinking like, what a fucking thankless job this role is, because she doesn't get the really cool, like meaty scenes like Josh gets. And most of what she's like reduced to is just kind of like scared mom for like everything. And she does it really, really well, but it's just like, they don't do her any favors throughout the entire series.
They don't let her really fight back.
Yeah, no.
She's there to protect her kids and drag, but she's always on defense. She's never on offense.
Yeah.
She's always being taken advantage of. Yeah, I know, I agree. So you guys didn't like my theory that Elise is the villain.
No.
Despite the evidence saying otherwise. So if Elise isn't the villain, then it's Josh's mom.
Lorraine.
why are you bringing your son into the ICU with patients, not monitoring him properly, letting him touch shit, which then led Josh to being grabbed by Parker Crane, who turned out to be the bride in black. Why did you wait so long to tell Josh about the photos that you had when your grandson is in a coma, when you brought Elise in, so you knew that this was somehow related to what your son was doing, and you still didn't say shit when he's like, yeah, I know this is bullshit, get the fuck out of my house, and kicked Elise out. That would have been the time to be like, hey, Josh, listen, I understand, but here. But no, we waited until finally he had his own come to Jesus moment and brought Elise back, and she's like, yeah, so she was not bullshitting. Hey, look, there's this ghost in all these pictures that's trying to touch you, and we erased your memory so you can get ghost touched.
Can you please phrase that differently?
Yeah, so about those photos, I laughed so hard. So the first movie is great and it's tense and like it's enjoyable. The photos are so funny because they're like, we thought it was just like a camera issue. And then you literally see like a woman in the background of every photo, like reaching out to touch him. I'm like, what fucking camera issue do you think like caused to this? There's literally a hand like 2 inches from his head. And then also the whole thing with you know, Josh is the skeptic, right? He doesn't believe that Dalton is like astral projecting or whatever until he like goes to Dalton's wall where Dalton has like drawn all of these pictures of him literally floating away from his own body and saying like, I went to sleep last night and then I saw myself as I like drifted away. And he's like, oh my God, yes. It's just like, that is the laziest exposition I have ever seen, like for Josh to make those connections. Oh, hi. Well, hi. So that is really funny. You know what? I'm fine with demonizing Lorraine here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Elise, not the villain. Lorraine, probably.
Lorraine.
And I will say with the pictures thing, the first picture, I'll give her benefit of the doubt because like
the first one, yes.
The bride is very blurry, and you're like, it could be like a smudge, could be like
after that.
Oh, every other picture is clear as shit a woman.
Well, we cannot assume. So, actually, beautiful time to talk about this. I know, Katie. I know you saw Sleepaway Camp because we watched it. And Kelly, I'm assuming you've seen Sleepaway Camp.
I've seen it. It's been a while, but okay. I know what you're referring to if you're bringing up what I think you're referring to.
I was going to say, does Parker Crane's whole situation, including the scenes in the further with his mother, where they have that light haze to it, not remind you of the scenes from Sleepaway Camp? Like the entire situation where a boy was made to be a girl, and even in Sleepaway Camp, when they do the flashbacks have that hazy white look to them that they had in the bedroom when you're seeing her basically tell Parker, your name's not Parker, you're dead.
Oh, he like fully froze. Okay. We'll give him a second.
Now we can talk shit about him.
Oh, it's been a while since he's froze. That's crazy. While he's unfreezing, Will said my RuneScape character was a boy, had to become a girl for a quest. Honestly, and we love that.
Yeah, they don't really like connect the dots fully in terms of like his mom is like forcing him to dress and act like a girl, and then he becomes like a serial killer who dresses like a girl. Like, I don't know, like
it's a weird pipeline.
It is, yeah.
Like how we got from point A to point B is kind of crazy.
Right. Exactly.
Will said, I never changed back. She's fabulous. And honestly, she is. Let's give her a second.
Hi, I'm back. Yeah, no, she.
You have no camera, but you're back.
No, I see his camera.
Yeah.
I don't.
Really? I do.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, there we go. Now I do.
Okay. Yeah, so the mom also had the look of the aunt and that whole thing from Sleepaway Camp. So that very much reminded me of Sleepaway Camp. Will says he sees and hears me again.
Yep. We're good. Everything's peachy keen, jelly bean.
I thought that was really cool. And a little callback to Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, totally. And while you were missing for a second, we were just talking about like that, like the genesis of Parker Crane as a serial killer, like stemming from his mom forcing him to dress and act like a girl. And then he, I guess, dresses and acts like a girl when he's like killing people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like
He was in the hospital for trying to castrate himself. That's how he got there.
That's right. That's true.
All of that trauma.
There's a real serial killer in this whole franchise. It's Keyface.
Yeah.
He's making men kidnap and traffic women essentially and keeping them in trunks. That shit's crazy. Like that's
It's a
crazy
bold-
word just drop in the
It's a
fucking movie.
bold move to show us Elise's dad, by the way, like Arkin from The Collector, who we talked about, like, was so hot.
Josh Stewart.
I know, gorgeous, but like, I mean, he's not very hot in this role because he's like a piece of shit. But it's a bold move to show us this like this man like abusing his like young daughter, and then later to be like, he actually wasn't in control of his actions because the ghost was like manipulating him and stuff. And it's like, I'm not ready to be back on his side yet, but thank you.
No.
It's like, but thank you so much for giving me the option. I will decline, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
I do want to try something new here. So I made an Am I the Asshole for the first movie, and I want to see how you guys feel. So
Okay.
I, 36 male, have a wife, 36 female, and 3 kids, 8 male, 6 male, and a newborn. My son, 8 male, is in a coma, and the doctors have no idea why. My wife is at home taking care of him and our other 2 kids while also trying to write music. We also just bought a new house, and my wife has been hearing and seeing things. Now she wants to move again after we just bought a new house. I think it's just postpartum or maybe stress playing tricks on her. I have been pretending I need to work late so that I can have a little bit of peace. She figured it out and is really mad at me. Am I the asshole?
That's crazy.
First of all, kudos. That's my favorite subreddit. I love to judge people on there. Yeah. It's so difficult. This is one of those things where it's like, because it's a movie and we can see like the stuff that Renee is seeing, we know that she's actually experiencing something real. And so we're like on her side and we're like, Josh, hello, like shit's going on. There's like a weird little like man boy like running around the house and hiding in closets and stuff. And the whole like tiptoe through the tulips thing and whatever, like it's legit. But then like in real life, you would be like, okay, let's get you some help, honey. Like we're definitely not moving houses for this because houses, like you pointed out, Matt, are fucking expensive and you cannot just like jump from one to another easily ever. And so I don't know if I don't think that's a question that is answerable with like real life eyes versus like movie eyes, because we know that the shit is legit, but in real life you would not accept that it was legit.
I don't know. That's a gray area question.
I mean, the question is, his wife's mad at him because she found out that he has been pretending to stay late at work to avoid what's going on at home and leaving her with the 3 kids.
I mean, if you boil it down to that, yes.
Yeah.
Then yes. Then the answer is yes. Because she is like, I need you. I feel alone. I'm scared. And so regardless of whether the danger is real or not, like she's struggling and she needs help. And he is instead just like avoiding the situation. But yeah, a lot of the scenes early on with him and her, and then like when they bring in like Elise and the, spectral sightings guys, is very similar to like in Drag Me to Hell or like every other movie where it's like something very supernatural and demonic is happening, and we know that, and the main character knows it, but everyone else is like skeptical, and so you just kind of have to wait for them to come around. And it's like, it's understandable because like, why wouldn't they be skeptical? Why would they buy into it? But at the same time, you're like, okay, movie, like let's move along. We like we have other beats to get to. So
that's true.
Well, I mean, the crux of the movie is Dalton can astral project, and while doing so, a lipstick-faced demon has decided that he wanted Dalton's body. And Josh finds out that as a kid, he also astral projected. So I've been reading Carrie along with me reading the Red Tower series. So like, I've been reading the Dark Tower series, and then when I take Zoe to ninja class, I sit down and read Carrie for about 30 minutes or so. One of the cool things I thought about Carrie in the book is they have all of these excerpts from like medical journals who are studying the case after the fact. and they talk about how the psychic gene is carried in women, or it manifests in women. It can be carried by a male, but it doesn't manifest in men. It only manifests in women. So if you have a male carrier and a female carrier, and they have a female child, that child is more than likely going to exhibit psychic symptoms, and it is hereditarily passed down, which I feel like is the case with the astral projecting with Josh and Dalton. And we never really got an answer as to what happened to Josh's dad, even in the 5th movie where he showed up and he was dead. If him astral projecting led to him disappearing and not being in Josh's life, or what happened there, how he died, if it was a result of that.
He ends up in a mental institution because he can do these things, and he ends up, I believe, committing suicide in the mental institution. So he doesn't really like Josh as a, like, when he's a kid, he's like, dad's gone, dad left, disappeared. Yeah. But like when he's an adult, he finds out that like he went away to try and get help and it didn't help.
The whole this ends with me, like, kind of thing. Like,
exactly.
He didn't want it to continue down the line.
So so Josh's father, Josh, and Dalton, all astral projectors. Luckily,
poor
it's
Foster.
Luckily, why poor Foster?
Foster gets like the shit end of the, like, he doesn't, like, he's just like, he's the middle child. He gets
rewatching the movies. I completely forgot that they had another son, and I was like,
and that's exactly what I'm saying.
And I was like, wait, who's this kid? And it is funny. I want to give major kudos to the franchise for like keeping the same actors for the sons. Incredible. Like the fact that and even like, especially Dalton, the fact that we see him when he's like 9 and then we see him when he's like going to college is crazy and weird. But that's so rare, and like they would usually just recast them. But yeah, fucking Foster is just like off to the side, and then he shows up in the 5th movie and it's like, that's the kid, yeah, that's him, but he has nothing to do ever. So
and that's what I'm saying, like he really is middle child through the whole franchise.
Totally.
And that's not the only time casting was amazing, because in the 2nd movie, young Elise, young Lorraine, like the casting for them absolutely fantastic. Absolutely.
It was great. And so I want to ask you, so how did you feel about the like dubbing of Lin Shaye's voice over like the young actress?
That didn't bother me.
Like, it makes sense. Like, her voice is iconic. So
yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like it could be stupid, but I think it would have been dumber if they had tried to like age down Lin Shaye like excessively to be in like her 20s or something. And so this kind of worked for me. It didn't bother me, but I can see how it would bother some people.
It's like one of those things where you don't even realize, like, at some points you're like, oh shit, that actually is Lin Shaye's voice, and it's not this actress, because like they do it so well.
They did it pretty good, yeah. And the Barbara Hershey, like young Barbara Hershey actress, was also really, really solid. So
I agree. We touched on Carl a little bit. I like Carl. I like Carl's gift. I think the dice are awesome, and it was a cool thing, especially when he's talking to Josh as Parker, and he's like, "Why don't you ask your dice what's?" And then he's like, "What does Parker Crane have?"
Yeah,
he's back, and
that was great.
That whole scene, I love Carl and the dice. I feel like we already got an answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So I, 35 female, brought my son, 10 male, to work at the ICU. While there, he was attacked by a patient who happened to be an infamous serial killer. Shortly after the patient jumped to his death, it then haunted my son until I called a psychic who stole his superpowers, and I lied to him until he was 36. Now the ghost of that killer has possessed him and tried to kill my daughter-in-law and my grandkids. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you win for either one?
Did you?
I might have.
Okay, hold on. My cat is like crying to get let in. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Shout out to you, by the way, because I took this note specifically for you.
Me?
Possessed Josh more so than Josh in the first movie. In the second movie, possessed Josh, gaslighting girl boss, because he gaslit Renee.
He is gaslighting girl girl boss.
Wait, who's the gaslighting girl boss?
Possessed Josh.
Parker
Oh,
Crane is Josh. He gaslit her the entire movie. Every
Listen,
time she's like,
yeah.
I'm seeing things. I think it's still going on. He's like, no, it's not. Shut up.
Yeah,
it's my
exactly.
favorite thing to call men gaslighting girl bosses. I did it specifically for Roman Reigns all throughout the pandemic because he really was just gaslighting the entire family. So the fact that, yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, wow, he really gaslights the fuck out of her in these movies.
It does.
But yeah, gaslighting girl boss, yes.
That's so funny. I like when like she for a while she's just like on board with it because you can kind of tell that she knows something is wrong, but she also doesn't want to face like the thing that's wrong, which like who would? Like what do you even do with that? My cat is like all over the fucking place right now. It's my fucking cat. Yo.
Aw.
Oh, kidding.
Yeah. So but it is funny when she like goes to play like the notes on the piano and he's like, "Oh, what is that?" And she's like, "It's the fucking song that I wrote for you, you dipshit." Like and
don't know
he's like,
that.
"Oh, anyway. Okay, bye." And just like they just like hand wave that away entirely. So
Well, I mean, later Josh does say, I even tried playing your song. And she's like, I should have known
Yeah.
it was you. No one could play it that
play
bad.
it that badly, which is like
Which is like,
one of
how
the
fucking dare
few-
you? Patrick Wilson is a musical genius, you bitch.
Yeah. How dare you? Yeah. What?
What?
I was going to say, no, I agree with Katie because the entire reason that we used an Elvis song for our first dance at our wedding was because he sang it in The Conjuring 2. So,
Oh wow. Okay.
yep.
Okay. No, he's lovely, and Renee should shut the hell. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
No,
that was
say
funny
it,
because
say it. You're right.
shut the hell up, Renee. That was I think maybe the one joke that Renee ever got to make throughout the entire franchise. Because other than that, she's just like constantly terrified. So, that was a fun moment. So.
Do I have an am I? Oh, I do have one for 3. But we haven't really talked. So
We have
Kelly,
yeah.
we gave you our rankings of the movies. What were your rankings?
Honestly,
of all
I
five
think my rankings are like
The order of the movies.
the order they came out. Like
Fair.
it's just diminishing
Yeah.
returns. I mean, and it's not always like that. You know, I always talk about Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2 is my favorite, like not Evil Dead 1. And it's just a better version of Evil Dead 1. But like these movies, the first one became such a like cultural standout. And it's so memorable, and the fucking music stings and the jump scares. I mean, it like I said, it's diminishing returns. Like it really starts to get abused throughout the rest of the movies. I think it was maybe the third movie where it was like when they fucking show the title on screen and that's a jump scare. It's like when they and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, movie? I've been watching you for like 3 seconds. Just give me a break. I don't need the title to be like in my fucking face like that. And it's just like, okay, it just became known for that, and so they just like majorly played into it. Fine, whatever. But I think I respect what they tried to do. They didn't really keep the same formula throughout the movies the way that a lot of franchises do. They tried to mix it up pretty regularly and do different things. The problem is that the formula for the first 2 movies works really well because it's just like haunted house shit. And haunted house shit is very, very like relatable and scary. And like there's nothing more frightening than like things happening in your own home where you like want to feel safe with your family. And so all of those moments in the first 2 movies are wonderful and very effective. And then they start to take it outside the house, and they do it in like other houses, and they do it in like other basements and like whatever. And it just starts to work like less and less. So yeah, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how I would rate it. And I get why they brought the Lamberts back for number 5. But then like number 5 also doesn't have like almost any Elise. And so I was like, no, like Elise is my hero, not villain. And and I know that number 4 like focuses heavily on her, and number 4 doesn't really work, but I don't think that that's her fault. And I still think she's the best part of that movie. So yeah, that's my ranking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. I'll get back to 3. We'll talk about 5. What's up, Taekwon? Taekwon's in the chat.
Hi.
The reason why 5 doesn't work for me is because the entire thing. Now, I will say, back to Elise being the villain, she doesn't defeat any of the evil in any of the movies. They literally just escape the lipstick face demon and then try and shut down the ability for them to astral project so that could happen. I don't understand why Josh stopped to talk to the bride in black at the end, why he didn't just keep going to his body, what he thought
Confronting your demons.
he was gonna. Well, it didn't work out very well for him.
Okay.
But she doesn't defeat any of them. Even the bride in black, like, could come back at any point because it wasn't defeated. The demon in this movie, like, they pulled the mask off and it kind of crumbled away, but we don't necessarily know that it was defeated. And Elise didn't do that. That was Quinn that had to do that. The key master, the key finger demon. Well,
okay.
It was keyhole face. His fingers were keys. His face was a keyhole.
They called him key face demon.
I understand. She hit him with the lantern, but again, did not defeat him. Like, it wasn't destroyed.
Her mom did.
Yeah, her mom did. She didn't. And then we get to 5, and the whole story feels unnecessary, especially because, again, the weird thing with Dalton painting over the painting and that making the door disappear, and now everything's okay. Because obviously they should have remembered, because if they had remembered, none of this would have happened. So, like, her making them forget from the get-go was the wrong move, and Dalton came up with that, and he's in a very liberal arts college, like, is what his roommate said.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that he painted the door, and then the door in the further also started turning black while Josh is sitting there trying to hold it closed, because that was a whole weird thing. Because, like, he wasn't in the further to do anything to the door. He's in the real world. He's painting on a picture. I don't understand how that translates. And I feel like we didn't really need the conflict between Josh and Dalton at all, or the divorce, or any of the things that happened in the 5th movie, except to make a 5th movie for no reason. Because, again, nothing got resolved. The demon still exists. He's just playing different bad Tiny Tim songs.
And the door isn't. So, like, the post-credit scene, the light above the door flickers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are getting a 6th movie. Like, it is confirmed. It is coming out in, like, August this year. And Lin Shaye is a part of it, but none of the Lamberts are attached to it. So I don't know what the story is. It's called Insidious, The Bleeding World. In case anyone was wondering.
Oh, is that what it's called?
That's what I found out today when I was looking stuff up.
Oh, cool. Kind of like that. So let me play devil's advocate for a second. I guess this is what I'm doing a lot of this, since you think Elise is the devil. Whatever.
This is normally what I do, so please take the reins.
I'm not going to defend Elise right now, but what I was going to say about the 5th movie is, yeah, the conflicts are, like, annoying, but to me they made sense, because I was like, yeah, they probably would get divorced, and yeah, he probably would have, like, major issues with his son, because he was fucking trying to murder them, and it wasn't him, but they saw him, like, as Josh, like, trying to kill them. And Renee says this in the movie. She's like, it was your fucking face. Like, it was you coming after us. And, like, we know on, like, a subconscious level that it wasn't, like, our beloved Josh. But how do you, like, erase those images and those feelings from your mind? And so I actually thought that was really realistic, because I was like, yeah, this will completely tear apart their family, even if logically it's not him.
Yes, for Renee and for Foster, because Foster doesn't have this problem, and Foster's memory didn't get erased. And Foster even said, you need to talk to Mom, because we just don't talk about what happened. But Dalton doesn't even remember his entire 10th year of his life, from the time he went into his coma till after. So Dalton really has no reason to be a dick to his dad, other than his dad is kind of shitty. And his dad is kind of shitty because he's had his memory erased twice. And apparently it affects you different the second time than it did the first time. And it makes you forget things other than just the moment, and also be a terrible father and husband.
Okay. I think subconsciously the way Josh didn't want his picture taken after he gets his memory erased the first time, I think subconsciously Dalton has this, I don't want to say like fear, but like something against his dad because of everything that happened with the further and Josh, quote unquote Josh, trying to kill them and all of that stuff. I think subconsciously he has that. There's like a specific word I'm trying to think of, but I can't. Hesitation, maybe, to like have a full relationship with his dad, like growing up. I think that's what it is, and it makes sense to me.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
The whole movie, the whole time bothered me. And I was like, I feel like we could have just left the Lamberts alone and not gone back to them, and I would have been fine. Like I didn't need to know.
Yeah, but we're not gonna leave the Lamberts alone because just like Elise is the star of the show, the Lamberts are the star of the show, and that's partly why number 4 doesn't really work. It's like I think you need all of the like elements together, the Lamberts and Elise, like working together. I mean, so number 3 gets away with it a bit, like without having the Lamberts. But then after that, it's kind of like, I mean, we started with them. I guess it would be silly if they just kept getting haunted repeatedly, but but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, they set up this villain that was this crazy fucking scary demon that everyone remembers, and then he's used so little throughout the rest of the franchise, which is like kind of weird to me because on some level I respect it because a lot of franchises would lean so hard into that and basically make him like the Pennywise and try to like explain his backstory and like where he came from and all this stuff. And I like that they don't really do that, but at the same time, like that's the most memorable like villainous entity that you have, and then we just see him in like random jump scares like throughout the rest. Like he gets used a little bit in 5. Once in a while he'll like pop up in the background. It's kind of like, okay, so I guess what I'm saying is like these movies in my mind should be like the Lamberts, the lipstick face demon, and Elise with the like ghost hunters. And then so when they try to like deviate from that formula, it just like the lore gets really, really muddy. Like I don't think that we can reliably defend the storyline of number 5 because it doesn't make a lot of sense regardless. And it's just the longer the franchise goes, the more it's just gonna like trip over itself in my mind.
Yeah. I did like the idea of Elise and Tucker going on adventures and meeting new families and having new demons and things like that. That's what I wanted. That's what I was promised at the end of 2. That's what they did not deliver on. It is what it is.
I'm with you. I like that idea too. I like that idea too. It's just the execution wasn't great.
Yeah, well, because of 4, I agree. But again, that's also probably because we had to go backwards and pretend like they didn't have a relationship, and then they were starting fresh after we got to know them and their dynamic, which works so well in the first 2 movies, which was weird. But
they don't even really make that make sense because Elise is just like, no, let them stay. We might need them. And it's like, why? Yeah. Did you look at them? What did they contribute?
Did you fucking see these guys?
Did you fucking see these assholes? Like, okay.
Like, are you seeing the same people I'm seeing, Elise? Does she need glasses? I can give her mine.
It's not my favorite one. It's probably the worst one I did, so I'll do it for 5. I, 47 male, ruined my marriage and cannot connect with my kids at all. I drove my son to college and realized I know nothing about him and lashed out at him in his college dorm because he didn't want to go to a frat party that I wanted him to go to. I suggested that he go to the party, and when he refused, I called him an ungrateful little shit. Am I the asshole?
Yes. Because Dalton is
no, it's not his fault.
Like you look at Dalton and you're like, this kid's not going to be in frats. Come on, he's the artsy fartsy.
Oh, no fucking shot.
Totally fine. Like that's, I mean, like I relate to that. Like I'm the Dalton here. Like I wouldn't fucking go to the sorority parties and shit. I just wouldn't.
Hell no.
No. So like yeah, if my parents were like, you should branch out, like go party and stuff, I would be like, I'm good. I'm gonna paint this picture. That makes me sound so lame.
Paint my room.
But I was just like, leave Dalton alone, okay? And so yeah, it's very clear that Josh just does not know his son very well and doesn't really like
Try.
care to know him. Yeah, doesn't really like try to meet him at his level. So
And blames his
I agree.
dad for all of his bad. Like that's the thing. As a parent,
Yeah.
you try to, and don't get me wrong, because Kate and I were talking about this. Like there are times where I hear my dad come out at me, and it's things that I told myself, "Oh, when I'm a parent, I'm not going to do that." But then you get into a situation, you realize, "Oh, this is why my dad was like that." But like he's taking the things that he considered the worst of his dad, and then being like, "Well, my dad did that to me, and that's why I suck to you."
Yeah.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. Like you're supposed to be like, "Hey, I realize my dad did this. How should I do it differently?" Or, "Hey, my dad did this because, and my father left us, and I don't know why," is never a good, "my dad did this because." That is never a good, like, "Oh, well, my father left us and I don't know why, but because he did that, me treating you like this is okay because it made sense why he ran away." Like, that's not ever going to work in that context.
No. And I mean, and look at Elise. Like, she had the worst dad on earth. And she, like, it didn't let that define her.
She adopted 2 grown men and raised them as her own.
She adopted 2 adults.
She ran away and adopted 2 men while she was elder age.
Well, she's like in her 80s. Yeah.
Which is a thing that happens.
And she's like, and she's so like, she's not even like jaded about it. She's so kind and loving towards like everyone. And so I think like she's the standout example of you know, I had a horrendous childhood and then I came out of it and I'm trying to like right some wrongs. She's like trying to make up with her brother who looks like 20 years older than her, even though he's supposed to be the younger brother. So yeah, I mean, so yes, the answer is yes, he's the asshole in that situation.
So my from my research, in the 3rd movie, Elise is roughly 62, and then this one takes place 3 years, or 4 takes place 3 years later. So she'd be 65, and then her younger brother. So then I was doing that math. I'm like, okay, maybe your daughters who look really young aren't as young because you're in your 60s. So maybe it's not as creepy that Tucker and Specs are hitting on them, but they did look.
They look so, and I was thinking that too, because I was like, the guy looks so old. I was like, no, he looks like he's their grandpa.
Yeah.
So it's weird. And also, we don't care about these girls anyway. Like, why are you putting these characters in? We don't care about them. I'm not invested in like their survival. So,
and if they had shown up in part 5 to like at least the what was her name?
Imogen.
Yeah,
the one who could like astral project.
Actually, yeah,
Imogen.
If she had like, because that's the other thing that, and don't get me wrong, Elise didn't get a chance because she died, but also she can contact them. Like, if she had trained some people up, like taught them to use their power and how they could use it to do the things that she's been doing, which would have been great for Josh and Dalton, instead of erasing their memories, being like, "Hey, you have the same ability I do. So now you know to not go floating around in the fucking further when you go to sleep, stay in your body. And also, here's how to use that power," and so on and so forth. If she had trained Imogen, which Imogen seemed like she wanted to learn, like, and then she showed up in part 5 to take Elise's role and help out. Maybe she was married to Specs at that point. Who knows? Because they seem to hit it off a little bit. I don't know. But part 3, we talked about. It is my 3rd favorite in the franchise, and I think that was a unanimous. It's how Elise got her groove back, because you talked about Elise, you know. It was. I mean, it was. It's
no. I mean, she's the emotional center of that movie. Yeah. Like the whole thing with her, like missing her husband, and then those moments that she has with him, like not really him, where you know he's like, "Kill yourself and be with me," and she's like, "No, my husband would like, never fucking ask me to do that." Yeah, and like, and then she gets like really badass at times through the series, where she'll just like. Because she knows that she is stronger than the ghosts in the further, and so she'll just start like fucking like force pushing people around. It's so cool. But oh my god, she's like going to bed with her husband's vest, and then she's got the dog, and it's just like everything's so sad, and you just want to see her succeed. And so I think that like 3 would not have worked without her, because I don't give a shit about Quinn. Okay, I mean, the jump scare of her being hit by the car was pretty funny. It's basically like Brad Pitt in a what's it called? Fuck, I fucking love this movie. What's it called? Damn it, it's not the Man in Black. It's a. Oh my god. Okay. Final girl research. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's Googleable while she's looking that up.
Everything's Googleable.
I will say,
Meet Joe
Quinn's
Black.
dad-
Sorry, Meet Joe Black.
You were on
There's
the
a-
right track. You're almost there.
There was a really funny jump scare where he gets hit by a car. This is not a spoiler. It happens like right at the beginning.
Quinn's dad is in some trouble because I guarantee CPS is getting called once they have to come back and rebandage her legs.
Oh my God.
But honestly, like when she is possessed and she gets up and she just starts like kicking the cast off her legs, and, you hear the
Oh,
crunch,
and then
that whole
walking on
scene
her.
was cool.
It
Yeah,
was
Gross.
great. You hear her legs like crunching.
yes,
that
that
was-
was awesome.
Oh my
She's got
god.
fucking popcorn legs.
But like she gets run over by a car because her dad didn't know where she was and he should have. And then she falls out of bed and they have to come and put a neck brace on her. And now they have to come back and recast both of her legs. Like Child Protective Services is going to have some issues. And I
They're
don't
not going to
know-
believe it's a
there was a
fucking like ghost.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think
This
that's
is-
going to fly.
It's the same thing that the cops didn't believe that it was a ghost who strangled Elise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, these
They're
cops
like-
are so sick of this shit.
They're- God, that scene is so funny in that one too, because they're like they're like interrogating Elise in the room, and then she like freaks out because there's a fucking like ghost in the room with them, and he's just like, what the fuck? And she's like, anyway, do you need me for anything? He's like, no. She just leaves. It's like, okay, I think there would be follow-up questions to what you just did, but but yeah, no, totally. Dermot Mulroney as the dad he's so hapless and stupid, and his daughter, it is pretty funny though, because like the ghost is like wheeling her around in her wheelchair and like taking her to other apartments, and she's constantly like, Dad, help me. And he's like, what the fuck, how did you even get here?
You also talked about how badass she was, and she had her Motley Weasley moment in this where she got rid of the bride in black and said,
Yeah.
not today, bitch.
Yep, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. So, all right, here's where you guys are gonna hate me. I, 62 female, have recently lost my husband, and since then I have been haunted by a ghost. I may or may not be misgendering, and because of that, I've decided not to use my gift anymore and do the thing I dedicated my life to. The issue comes with Quinn, 17 female. She is haunted by an evil entity, and I know I should help her, but I don't want to because I don't want to die for possibly misgendering an evil spirit. Am I the asshole?
I don't think it's the misgendering that's causing her death, is it? Like,
No, it's because
it's because
time
he's a
is the
fucking
real and
serial
she's-
killer.
yeah. Well, it's more so like I want Josh's body, and you're keeping
Sure.
me from Josh's body. I need to kill you so I can get Josh's body.
I would just say not misgendering, just the fact that it's a demon.
Well,
Trying to
he
kill her.
keeps calling. It's not a demon; it's a ghost. It's the
Ghost,
ghost of a
yeah.
serial killer, and she keeps
Right.
calling the ghost, the bride in black, her,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know what Parker Crane's preferred pronouns is because it sounded like Parker
true.
wanted to be a he/him, and his mom made him a she/her, and then he got very confused. He might be a they/them. We don't know, but at least keep saying she, and it's kind of fucked up that she didn't ask. Maybe if she had asked, we could have fixed all of these problems.
You're right.
I seriously don't think that would have solved any of the problems. At least asking one question. I think that was.
I mean,
those
what did he
issues
kill?
were-
Like 15 women? I think there's
yeah.
bigger things at stake here. But
Yeah, I think that was deep rooted.
He
There was
needed
no
some
way.
therapy. He needed some help, and no one was there. to
They
help him. That was
needed
Lisa's
some
job.
therapy. Everyone in the
They-
series.
I was
needs
just gonna
therapy.
say that every single human being in this series needs therapy. Like,
Which takes me back to part 5 where Dalton's like, Dad, you need some fucking help. And he's like, you know what, Dalton, you're right. I'm going to go get an MRI. No, he said you need to go to therapy. Why have you not been to therapy yet in these 8
Because
years?
men don't go to
Divorced.
therapy.
You'd rather
Well,
think he has like a brain tumor or something than go to
Then
therapy.
go to therapy. I'm like, what the fuck,
Men will
Josh?
do anything besides go to therapy. That's the meme, and that's what they do in the movie, and it is kind of funny. But like, no, everyone go to therapy, please.
Yeah.
Dalton also needs therapy.
Oh my god, so much
Foster,
therapy.
Foster's like, I don't even
Fucking
want to be here anymore. Like, was
Callie?
Callie even in this movie? Like, I don't remember
Also,
her at
wow,
all.
how
No,
are
she
they
was.
naming
She
their
was at the-
kids?
she was at the
She
funeral.
is. Yeah.
I literally don't remember her.
She is
appearance.
because I looked it up to see if that was the same actress as like the little baby, and no, it's not. But I was like, okay, this is a weird naming convention. It's like Dalton, Foster, and Callie.
Yeah,
What
there's
is
no rhyme or
this?
reason. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Also, and again, I was watching it with Zoe, and when I watch movies with Zoe, she can be a little distracting. So I may have missed some things in part 5. But did they explain how Josh knew that Dalton was trapped in the further when Dalton was away at college, chained up for the second? Listen, Dalton's a little bitch, all right? That is the second time. He is, because that is the second time this demon has locked you up. What, and made you listen to Tiny Tim, and you just sat there and cried in the corner and didn't do shit.
I mean,
about
if I got chained up and forced to listen to Tiny Tim, I would also be crying in the corner. But yes, it is explained. And you know who comes to the rescue? Foster. Foster, the only redeemable thing he does in this movie, he texts his parents and he's like, LOL, Dalton's in the fucking further, because Dalton sends him a picture of the door that he painted, the red door. My explanation's just on point. It's crazy. And like that's how they know. So then Renee's like, Josh, you have to go back on the further. You have to get our baby boy. It's like your baby boy who's 19.
I'm watching this with Zoe, and I forget what she was doing, but she was doing something. And I see Josh going to his ex-wife and getting his explanation. In the meantime, Dalton's roommate or ex-roommate at this point, Chris, who he creepily went and watched while she was sleeping, and played with her or blew her instrument, is like, hey, you should watch this video by these people that you don't know, but you do know. And then Dalton goes off in the further, and all of a sudden there's Josh in the further looking for Dalton. And I'm like, how the fuck did you know he was there? Or where to go look?
Foster baby.
You can't even remember where a picture is 2 seconds after you fucking look at it. But you remember the path to the lipstick demon?
Rude.
I mean, so I will say that do not worry if you feel like you missed things. So we were just having this conversation on the other podcast about Jeepers Creepers 3, where we're like, we were trying to like figure out like various elements of the plot, and then we were just like, it's because there are some movies you just like start watching and your brain just shuts down like a fucking laptop, and then like later on you're trying to like recall like what things happened and why they happened, and it's just like, I don't fucking like, we all agreed that we had to learn more from the Wikipedia page than we did from the movie. And like, that's how this feels too, where it's like, I don't know. At some point I was just like, I don't feel like even if I was paying very, very close attention that all of the dots would connect and that all of the puzzle pieces would fit neatly together. So I was just kind of like, okay, just scare me and just get it over with. But that's the biggest issue with this franchise too, is that like, I genuinely think the first movie is scary and the rest are not.
See, I think 2 is scary.
Okay,
and 2 scares me more than anything else.
No, that's fair too. So 1 and 2 have actual scares, and then after that they just kind of drop it. And I think part of it is because like 1 and 2 have this this like really strong feeling of like existential dread when it comes to the further and like the things they're doing in the further and like how otherworldly it feels, and all of the rest of the movies lack that for me.
Also, I need to know, like, you talked about how the lipstick demon, like, not having his backstory is cool, whereas I am a lore whore, more lore the better, and I need to know, not necessarily where he came from or how he came about, but I need to know why his jam is Tiny Tim. Because, like, I get the one
scary
song, and I was mad when we got to him, like, putting Tiny Tim on, and it wasn't the fucking Tiptoe Through the Tulip song.
Sure.
It was some other song. I'm like, what the... So you just listen to Tiny Tim. Like, it's not the one song.
Maybe he's about that life.
He's just fucking Tiny Tim. Like, what is that about? Is that music
what answer could you possibly get that would be satisfying?
Yeah.
Tiny Tim is the lipstick demon.
Okay, sure. That could be your headcanon, dude. Like,
it would be like, it would almost be like some room shit with Tiny Tim.
Sure.
You know, but like,
fine.
Because the only person listening to Tiny Tim like that is probably Tiny Tim.
The more you
that little boy
stuff,
demon ghost likes Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
A little boy.
I wonder where he got that from.
I hate that thing.
Okay.
The more you explain things, the less scary they get. That is always going to be the case. Always, always, always. Because the scariest thing is the unknown. And so the less you know, the better. with horror movies, in my opinion. I know not everyone feels that way. You said you're lore horror, great. I'm a lore horror when it comes to like non-horror things like fucking Lost and Twin Peaks and stuff like that. Give me all the fucking lore, but not this. Like,
I was gonna say I'm sitting here in my Halloween 6 shirt where we get all
Mhm.
the lore, so you know.
Cute.
I think it's like hit or miss. Like, yeah, I like knowing everything, but sometimes I'm like, no, just let me guess. Let me take my own stab at it.
Experience it.
And like I
Yeah.
said, for the most part, like I don't need to know why he has a red face or like what
No.
center of hell that he came from or why he is like he's a
Six.
demon, and I'm good
Cool
with that. He is a
design.
demon, and it's a really cool design. I do need to know why he listens to Tiny Tim though. It's like the only
Listen.
thing about him I need to know.
The face is red because the lipstick. He probably came from like the 6th circle of hell, and he just loves Tiny Tim.
He's given him from Powerpuff Girls.
Yes. Fucking, I love
So
Powerpuff Girls.
just for the hell of it, I started typing into Google, why does the lipstick demon like Tiny Tim? Because I was curious if like Reddit had any theories, but it like auto-corrected to why does the lipstick face demon look like Darth Maul?
Yeah,
Which is also
it's true. It's like weirdly true.
it is true.
All right.
That's
mean, there's
that
not-
canon.
There's really not too much to cover other than what we've talked about for 3. I did the Am I the Asshole for 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. It was Elise. So I think the only movie that we haven't really covered was 4. We've talked a lot about 5. 1 and 2 we love. 3 we've done. So in 4, for anyone who hasn't gotten that far, like I said, Elise is the key master, and the key face demon is the gatekeeper. And apparently, due to Elisa's psychic powers, she can unlock doors, and the key face demon can turn your voice off by sticking his finger in
That
your
was pretty
throat,
cool, I thought.
and so you can't talk. And he has a fetish for punishing women, and he possesses men to do so. And he's contained in a house, and I'm assuming he wants Elise to unlock the door so he can get out of the house and move around. But he's got like a whole prison behind the door where he keeps people locked up that he has killed, and there are cells and all of that. And we get Elisa's backstory where she had a drunk, abusive father, which I haven't.
Who was like the prison warden,
yeah,
which I actually
so-
thought that was pretty cool. She was like could tell when people were being executed.
Yeah.
It came out before it, but it reminded me of Black Phone and the
Yeah,
drunk
yeah,
dad in Black
yes.
Phone and the way he treated his kids. Same
Yes.
thing.
Totally.
So she, because it's the same thing, like the daughter has these abilities and the dad's like, your mom committed suicide because of these abilities, so you don't have them and you're not seeing ghosts and it's not fucking
Yeah.
real. And the dad kind of the same thing, he's abusing her and whipping her because like you're not seeing this shit, stop it. And then the mom does get killed by the demon and it looks like she got herself off. I had
True.
psychic and sidekick in my notes. I did have she
Because I was
psychic,
like,
we're sidekick in my
stop.
notes.
They
It's
did
fair
it
one.
like 4 times. Like, stop.
And this takes place between 3 and 1. So we get Elisa's whole backstory where she runs away, and that gets me to my Am I the Asshole? I, 61 male, have a sister, 63 female, who is a psychic. Our father hated her powers and used to constantly and severely punish her. Our mother died when we were still very young. Her powers scared me as a child, too. When she was 16, she ran away from home and left me with our alcoholic father. Now she shows up 40 years later, and I refuse to roll out the welcome wagon for her. Am I the asshole?
No. I think, but this is like really complicated, right? And I don't think either of them is the asshole in this situation. Like, I don't think she is like automatically the asshole because she left home when she was being like abused
No.
and like left her sibling behind. Like, that sucks, but like she was a kid herself and her dad was like beating the shit out of her and like she was scared, and we later learned he was a fucking serial killer. And so I get it from both perspectives. I get why she was like, I gotta go, and also why her younger brother is like, why did you abandon me to like this monster? So I think no one is the asshole in that situation. It's just one of those unfortunate things of like growing up in an abusive household, I imagine, like you're gonna have fears and resentments that linger. So I felt bad for everyone in that scenario.
Yeah,
Sucks.
no, it
Yes,
was awful.
overall bad vibes
Sucks. It
in
sucks.
that whole house.
But it was
Also-
kind of a like not cool reveal, but it was kind of interesting how like she thinks she's seeing a ghost, and then later you find out no, that was a fucking woman who was
It was
kidnapped
an
and being
actual
held
woman.
hostage. Like that was a kind of a cool reveal. It's like, oh,
Mm.
this
Well-
fucking happened.
Even the reveal. So she gets a call from this dude who's living in their house, and he's like, "Hey, I have this haunting going on. Can you please help me? Here's the address." And she's like, "No, dude, I can't fucking help you." And then 2 minutes later, she's like, "Hey, actually, I'm not gonna do what I did to poor Quinn and wait till this guy gets hit by a car. We should probably go." Immediately changes their mind, tells the guys, "You're not coming with me." And they're like, "Yeah, no, fuck that, we're coming." And then they go.
They fucking like
And
buy an
luckily-
RV.
Yeah. Luckily,
Sure.
she has 2 hot nieces, makes it worth it. For them, it's a whole thing. But she gets there, and part of the reveal is he is keeping someone caged in that room, the same room that her father was doing it, which
Yeah.
then led us to the whole. Because also, the one time Specs does anything, he murders this dude,
Yeah.
In self-defense.
crushes his head in self-defense. But
No,
yeah,
it's,
no, he kills
it's
him,
the
but,
right thing to do.
yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying Specs gets his ass kicked pretty much every movie.
All the
Quinn
time.
beat the fuck out of 3 grown men in leg casts, and then now here's Specs with a dude who is possessed and crushes this man's skull, and he's fucked up about it too. It's not
Bravo.
like he's like, "Yeah, I did that shit."
I
he's
like that
"No,
too.
this is- like,
He's yeah, it's you
gotta
just
do it.
killed a person and he's conflicted even if they were possessed. So
and at least it's like it's okay. He was a bad person and he was doing bad things, and it sucks. I get it. We find out we meet Elise's brother, and he's like, "Yeah, no, fuck you. Why are you here? I want nothing to do with you. You abandoned me." And they're like, "Oh wait, you're our aunt. We didn't even know we had an aunt."
yeah.
And then we get the exposition, and then Imogen is like, "Hey," and I didn't think Imogen was gonna be the one of those 2 sisters to be like
No.
the main girl. I did not, but she was. She's like, "I see shit too.
Yeah.
Can I come?" And Elise, being Elise, she's like, "Yeah, everyone get dangerous. Like, it's very dangerous. Come along."
Well, okay, to be fair, by that point she wants to rescue her sister who has
Yeah.
been like
Yeah.
taken by Key Demon.
I mean, if anything, you can blame Christian for letting them back in that house.
Oh yeah, because they're like looking for the whistle or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "All right, girls, come on, let's go back. Let's go explore my trauma house."
Well, that was how
And
Elise was
then-
like, "Hey, everything's okay because look, I found the whistle. Here's a show your dad the picture of the whistle, and then we're not going to have problems anymore."
Yeah, but the fact that he's like, "Let me take my 2 daughters to this house where I was abused just for shits and gigs, and then one of my daughters ends up in a coma."
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of my face. Christian, you're a terrible dad too. Generational trauma did not break the cycle.
Right.
I'm actually kind of mad at myself because I didn't read my notes on 4 as we were talking about it, and I completely forgot in my notes I refer to him as the key party demon.
Okay, sure.
God damn.
So, the ending was anticlimactic for me, and I think that's kind of what killed it. Is Elise gets herself out of the cell
Mhm.
and then is attacked by this demon who she knows she's stronger than because she's alive, but he overcomes her. He steals her voice. She blows the whistle. Mom shows up, hits the demon with the lantern. He
Mhm.
flies away, and then it's like, okay, problem solved. Everyone's free now. And it's like, this thing who ruined your family, who killed your mother, like that was a very quick, just like boom, gone. And now we're moving on, and everybody's cool. And then she leaves Dalton's door open and fucks up an entire family's life going forward.
Going forward.
Because she's just walking around. She doesn't know where she's going. She's like, let me check this door. How many doors did she open and just like fuck people up with? And where are those stories? How many other
Maybe-
people did she fuck?
And maybe that's number 6 is another story.
Probably.
Another door that got left open.
Maybe.
Yeah, another door that she accidentally left open in part 4.
This just means, guys, just close your doors and lock them.
She's like a cat. She just wants doors to be open, regardless of whether she's going to go through them or not.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
But
Yeah, I
then
think-
also she gets kind of helped by her dad too. That's the
Yeah.
key. Like,
Ha.
here, yeah, thanks.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because he stops the demon and then gets
Yeah.
destroyed by the demon.
And then
but
it's like
his
she's like,
redemption.
oh, because he was being controlled by like the demon,
Mhm.
like when he was, kidnapping women.
Well, the demon's like, listen, Elise, I know you want to abuse your dad as well, so do it. And then she like kind of does, and then whichever
That's
niece
right,
is
she does.
the one that's like in there, she's like, "Oh my god, Elise, stop! What are you doing?" And then her dad ends up like getting killed by Keyface,
Yeah.
and then mom to the rescue. Which shout out to the mom, like she
Oh, that
tried
poor mom.
her best
Oh, shit.
to protect her kids from her abusive
She really, I
husband.
mean, yeah. She was like, take me instead, which is like, fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah,
so hard.
Crazy.
Like,
Right, his-
horrific.
I don't think I wrote his name down.
who
The dad?
No, the guy that they came to help, who has
like
one of the
Ted.
craziest lines in the whole movie, because he knows he has a girl locked in the basement, and they find her, and he's like, "I didn't invite you here to save her. I just wanted you to get rid of the fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
So I can continue doing this. The fuck are you doing?"
His name is Ted.
Okay. Which is really funny because the cops kind of call that out too. They're like, wait, if he had kidnapped women and was like holding them hostage, why the fuck would he call anyone to come and like help him? And
Yeah.
she's like, well, maybe the fear of like dying in like the other world or whatever was greater than his fear of getting caught, which is like literally what it was. But it is a funny thing because it's like, okay, you would have been okay with your hostages like without,
Yeah,
anything.
the
And-
ghost was probably annoying, but it was
Annoying, but now you're like you're worse
And like
off
there
now.
were dare I say too many trunks belonging to women.
Oh
in that
my
basement.
god. Okay,
Like, there-
because
granted,
that's-
it was two specific people, like over many a year, who were kidnapping women. But like, god damn.
no, I agree because that scene goes on way too long, and that was one of the things I was thinking too. I was like, oh my god, how fucking long is she gonna be in this tunnel just opening trunks and finding skulls
Also,
and stuff?
why does every woman have a trunk?
Yeah,
Like,
I-
what year is it?
So,
I
well,
mean-
I think the idea was he was getting women who wouldn't be missed, because there was never a point to where people
Anyone
came
came
looking for
looking?
these, and so it would be runaway
Yeah.
girls, and when you're running away, you run away with your possessions. So I'm
But
thinking that was
you're
the
running
thought
away
behind
with
it.
a trunk. No,
Yeah.
you're running away with a backpack,
a bag.
a backpack, or like a sack on a stick, maybe a duffel bag, not a whole ass trunk.
I like that that's
Get
the
outta
sticking
here.
point for you. That's the issue with the Insidious franchise. How are these women traveling with a trunk?
Like, that's craziness.
And now that you
Like,
mention
they're
it.
not. Like, what are you doing? Hitchhiking with your fucking trunk? Excuse me, sir. Can you pick me up? Hold on, let me.
Instead of like a bindle, it's just like a trunk on a stick.
It's literally a on the stick is crazy. Like, I just don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, what fucking year is it that they're doing this? Because, granted, when Elise was a kid and her dad was doing that makes more sense.
Then sure.
Like, but like in like current times with Ted, whatever it is, like also kidnapping these women. Why do you all have a trunk? I don't have a trunk. Do
I'm
you have
so
a trunk?
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of that.
Irritating.
Am I the asshole? I travel with a trunk. Instead
Yeah,
of,
am I
like,
the
a
asshole? I
backpack.
ran away from home and I have a trunk instead of a backpack.
which made me really easy to capture.
Yeah,
Slowed me down a
literally.
lot.
I couldn't get away.
Exactly. It's like,
because of
let me
my
run away.
giant
Oh
trunk.
wait, my trunk full of all of my possessions.
I will say that was one of the better jump scares too. Was when the sister was down in the basement and Key Party Demon came out of the trunk and got her.
Yeah, true.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, all
Oh,
right. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed the Am I the Assholes though, because Katie knows this, and I'm going to let everyone know. So Kelly, you are our Trick or Trivia champion, and we had a very famous category called horror porn that I am
Burned
retiring
into
this
my
year
brain. Oh, really?
because
We all hated
It is hard to. Well, no. Everyone loved it. No, it's hard
No.
to keep without repeating B movie actors and actresses, and I mean there are always new porn stars, but like without repeating and so on and so forth, like people that people might actually know, it's too hard to do that. So
Okay.
I told Katie and Reek I was floating the idea of doing an "Am I the Asshole" category instead, where I describe a character through an "Am I the Asshole" post, and you have to tell me who that character is based on the
Ooh.
description. So that will be debuting on the next Tricker Trivia
Okay.
In
I like that. Okay.
going forward. So
Okay.
we'll have the poorly explained plots where you have to tell me the movie, and then we'll have the "Am I the Asshole" where you have to tell me the character's name.
If you want to have a good time, go to the subreddit "Am I the Asshole" and sort by controversial. And do like top of the week controversial posts, and so much of it is like people who think that they're in the right and they just want to be validated for being in the right, but everyone on Reddit is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And just like tearing them a new asshole. And that's my favorite thing to read.
So if you enjoy those, if you go to Creation World's YouTube, prior to my wife getting pregnant, and then us stopping, my wife, I, and her best friend Danny, and Katie was on an episode too. We're doing an "Am I the Asshole" show.
Oh, amazing!
For a little bit, so you can go check that out as well. That's available on the YouTube.
I will.
But are we excited for a 6th movie in the franchise after 4 and 5? Would you say it was so good?
Yeah. What was it called? The Bleeding World.
Bleeding World. Yeah.
Okay.
I am because I think that what's important with franchises is, does it contain elements that you enjoy? I have this conversation a lot about when it comes to gaming with like the Far Cry franchise, because everyone's like, they're always like, oh, they're doing the exact same thing again. And I'm like, yeah, because the thing they're doing is like fun. And so they're going to keep doing it. And that's why I keep buying those. And that's how I feel about this. It's like, okay, the elements that I enjoy are, I like the concept is fun to me, and the further is interesting to me, and I like the characters, like whether it's some combination of like Elise or the Lamberts or like whatever. So like, yeah, give me more, man. I'll take it.
I mean, I'm excited.
I'm reserving myself for a trailer. I really did not like 5. But I also
because the Lamberts aren't in it, so it's fine. You don't have to worry about
it. I know.
it.
I'm also a completionist, so like at some point
Me
I was
too.
buying it, even though I didn't like the movie, I still had to have
Yeah.
it. Like one thing that drives me nuts about Fandango is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is not on there. So it is like the one thing in the franchise that I cannot own.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm with you, because Fandango is my not the wrestler, but the streaming platform is my like go-to. And so I have quite a library built up on there over the years. And anytime my brother needs to watch a movie or Sarah needs to watch a movie, I'm like, buy it on fucking Fandango. And so we have like over 500 movies on there. And that's just like my movie library. And and yeah, it always pisses me off when I can't find various movies on there, because I'm like, well, what the fuck, do you want me to pirate it? Because I'll pay you for it. I'll pay for it right now. Just like make it available. Like, fuck you, dude.
I don't like having incomplete collections.
Same.
That bothers me. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for the trailer and see what they're bringing me. And I'll tell you what, they're not going to do it. But if you give me the story of Annie with the wheelchair and whatever was behind her, Elise is working as a ghost. Give me the conclusion to the second movie, I will shut the fuck up. I will pray. I'll even say I'll find nice things to say about number 5. Like, I'll be so happy.
See, I'm gonna have a really fun experience with it, because as you know, I don't watch trailers. So I'm gonna go in completely blind, no matter what is contained within the trailer, and then I'll just find out later what the plot is, and so that'll be fun.
That works.
All right, Katie, we're doing Queen of the Damned next, right? 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited. I guess that's it. I think how was this as far as how we normally do the franchises versus how we went about this? This was good.
You
like this?
Yeah, this was a good idea.
I had fun.
It flowed.
And we covered
It
everything.
It wasn't
anything.
movie. But like it was like because like with this franchise specifically, like everything fucking weaves. So it would have been so
Yeah.
annoying to be like, okay, so like remember that thing we talked about in 1, what also
Yeah.
happens in 2, and it would have been
Good
so like
point.
counterproductive
It's all
and
it's
repetitive.
all like circular kind of. So yeah.
It's a multiverse. Everything's connected through one
No, I hate
point.
this fucking multiverse concept and everything.
Everything is a multiverse.
No, no.
That's what I've learned.
Thank you so much, Marvel, for ruining fucking movies for us.
Can't wait for Doomsday in December.
Oh gosh, fuck me.
Actually, same.
Yes.
I mean, I'll watch
No.
it, but like,
I mean,
goddamn,
not like we're gonna watch it, but like it's gonna be crazy.
I'll fucking watch it and I'll bitch about it. But you know,
I think doing it this way will also help us do your Flanaganiverse.
Yes.
So, but
I've
that's,
been
that's
waiting.
a lot more stuff to watch.
Well, okay. It's like 8 episodes a show. And there's what? Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, Midnight Club. It's only 5 shows.
Unless we talk about Hush too.
Ooh. I do love Hush. Okay, fine. You're twisting my arm. We'll throw Hush on there.
Yeah, so we'll see how we make that work. But yeah, no.
Yes.
I had a good time. I think it worked out the way I wanted it to. So I am happy.
Yeah.
Kelly, where can they find you and everything that you do with the Final Girls?
I'm glad you asked me now because my laptop is like about to die. And I was like, that'd be so lame if Sarah would be like, "What the fuck? You didn't even get to plug us?" Or anything. First of all, thank you so much. Oh, love the cup, Katie. Great. Thank you so much for having me back. As you know, I am always thrilled to join you guys and talk about things. So it was a lot of fun, and I did really enjoy rewatching the franchise, honestly, even though we shit on a lot of aspects of it. It was great. So if anyone's listening to this and you have not heard me do the spiel yet, then you can find us at Final Girls. Fuck, I'm gonna have to double check. Sarah does this part, man. Okay. You can find us at Final Girls Podcast on Blue Sky, Final Girls the Podcast on Instagram, or you can just go to final-girls.com. And yeah, we cover a different Final Girl every Wednesday. So come and join us over there if you like badass women. Like Elise.
You absolutely should. You will also be able to see me and Katie very soon on an episode.
Yep.
So keep your eyes out for that. And this definitely will not be the last time you see Kelly this year. She is guaranteed to come back to defend her championship in the finals at the end of the year. Katie,
Yeah.
what about you?
You can follow me on Twitter, KatieRasson13, the link tree in my bio to take everything She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, and youtube.com/She Elite Showcase, typically Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. New video will be up tomorrow. I still have to edit it, but Savannah and I reacted to Rock, Triple H, and Kurt of SummerSlam 2000 because she's never seen it, and I haven't seen it in ages, so we reacted to that, and that'll be a new thing every month. We're gonna react to something different, so we're doing things. Yay!
Things.
Yay!
And you can find us because Katie is now sending me videos to post on TikTok and Instagram.
One video.
It's a start. All right. It's a start. But you can find us at Getting Off on every social media platform: TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, X, all of that. For Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe and Kelly of Final Girls, the podcast. I am the patron saint of podcast and the word Matt Ritter. And Elise was the villain of the franchise.
No,
she's not.
She's the final girl. Bye.